Hi everyone, I'm Alicia from Food Wonders of the World, and today I'm going to make Flammkuechen. I learned how to make this from my Oma. She used to make it quite regularly. We used to call it Oma's pizza. It's one of my favourites. It's great for a light meal or for a lunch, and it goes perfectly with the salad. So to make Flammkuechen, you first need to make the dough. I'll put a link below with to the recipe so that you can look up the exact measurements. But I've got 250 grams of plain flour. I've just sifted that into the bowl. I've got 125 ml of room temperature milk, full fat. Just a little bit of lukewarm water for me to mix the yeast in, which I'll do now. I've just got one sachet or 7 grams. And then I've got 50 grams of butter that's also room temperature, and I have some salt as well. So as I said, the first thing you need to do is just sift in the flour, and then we add the butter and some salt. So you want about 2 pinches of salt, which isn't that much, but the topping is quite salty, so you don't need any more. And then we just add in the yeast mix with the salt. And this you must mix with your hands, so be prepared. And so then just start kneading that in. And then you want to add in the milk. So you just add this in slowly. You may not need all of it, but you just start mixing it in slowly. And then the way my Oma knew that, the way she taught me that you knew that you kneaded it enough, was that your hands were clean. So that's what I do, making a little bit of a mess. So I'll just add some more. So this incidentally is also the same dough to make pretzels, so I'll make those another time. They're a bit more labour intensive, but it's exactly the same dough. So my Oma used to just make 4 times this much dough, use a quarter to make Oma's pizza or the Flammkuechen, and then make the pretzels out of the rest. Okay, I think I've nearly got it all together, maybe just a little bit more. Usually I'd actually do this in the sink, but also because I'm quite short, so it makes it easier than up on the table. Okay, just get the larger bits off. So this is nearly, you don't need to knead it much, just until your hands are cleaned. Tough dough. Okay, so my hands, as you can see, are clean. Just a few clumps on the top. And that's the dough there, so it's all together. But it's quite tough, you can feel it. It's not nice and fluffy. So then we just put a tea towel over that and let it to rise until it's double it in size. So my dough has been rising for about an hour, and while it was doing that I was preparing all the ingredients. So the first thing I did was cut up 3 onions and then fry that for about 20 minutes until they're well soft and a little bit brown. Then I've got cubed ham, you can also use bacon. I've got salami, which is my Oma's introduction. I've never seen a Flammkuechen recipe with salami before, but that's why she used to make it. I've got grated cheese, and then I also have double cream carraway seeds and a beaten egg. So then in a oven dish, so I've just used a lasagna dish, I've just greased the bottom, or you can use a large tray, it doesn't really matter too much. But one of the best things about this recipe is that you don't have to roll it. So you just have to push it in to the base of your tray, and you want it roughly about 1/2 centimetre thick. So because it is just the base, you don't need it to be too perfect. I've used this one before, so I know that it works quite nicely. And then I've also got the oven on at 180 degrees. So it'll be cooking shortly. Okay, so that's the base, so that's good enough. That's all I need to do. So then I just need to poke the base with a fork, just to make sure it doesn't go soggy. It's almost like a bread, well, like a pizza, or rather a bread base. And then we add the onions first. So it is essentially the main ingredient. It is kind of an onion sort of flan. Then we add the ham or bacon. Then the salami. There's so many variations out there, like it is with all these traditional. Then I'm adding in the egg. I've got my Stuttgart mugs. It's quite appropriate. Then cheese. See my son in the background. Then the carraway seeds, so roughly about 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, then I just add roughly 2 tablespoons of cream. And just a tiny bit of olive oil. That's enough. Okay, and then that goes into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. And so this is what it looks like straight out of the oven. You can see it's sizzling, it's piping hot. I'll cut a piece. But yeah, this is what it looks like when you cut a slice. As you can see, the base is quite thick. It's a bread base essentially. And my son's looking forward to it. And we used to always eat this cold with a salad, but of course you can eat it warm as well. So I hope you make it, and I hope you enjoy it. See you next time. Cheers.